of honor, Dr. Young Hokim, Director. Kindly keep clapping mode on. Yes, with a standing ovation to our chief guest for the day. From the dais, I would like to invite Dr. V. Narayan with a warm greetings. Chairman ISRO, Secretary, Department of Space, along with Dr. Young Hokim and Professor UP Singh, Deputy Director, IIT Roorkee, Professor Anil Bhardwaj, Sir, Director, Physical Research Laboratory, President, Indian Planetary Science Association, Dr. Vinod Kumar, Director in Space, Executive Secretary, Astronautical Society of India. Today, I, Dr. Bhumika Sharma, here before you to start or initiate with a spark of smile from this dais for two conferences, Space for Sustainability, Science, Technology, Education and Policy, and 6th Indian Planetary Science Conference. I wish to have a big round of applause in the convocation hall of IIT Roorkee. Now, I would like to request Professor S.H. Upadhyay, Head CSST Department, Center for Space, Science and Technology. Sir, kindly escort our chief guest and guest of honor with all eminent guests to the dais. I request Dr. V. Narayanan, Chairman ISRO, Secretary Department of Space, our chief guest of the day. Sir, kindly come on stage. Dr. Young Ho Kim, Director, India Korea Center for Research and Innovation, Professor UP Singh, Deputy Director, Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee, Professor Anil Bhardwaj, Director, Physical Research Laboratory, and President, Indian Planetary Science Association, Dr. Vinod Kumar, Director, in Space, Executive Secretary, Astronautical Society of India. Thank you very much, sir. Today, here we are for two conferences which are centered around Space for Sustainability theme and jointly organized with IPSC, ISRO, In Space, IPSA, Astronautical Society of India. Our key sponsors for the day are Saraswati Dynamics Private Limited Roorkee, Indian Space Research Organization, In Space, RJ Industrial Corporation, THDC India Limited, Mishra Dhatu Nigam Limited, Altair Engineering India Private Limited, Kameka Ametek Instruments India Private Limited, Trio Motion Technology India Private Limited, ANSYS Kedfem India Private Limited, MAN Defense Private Limited, Anritsu India Private Limited, and AML Limited. All of you are welcomed here. And yes, we know coming together is a beginning. Keeping together is a progress, and working together is a success. We are here to make success with the blessings of Almighty. Now, I would like to request Professor S.H. Upadhyay, who is head at Center for Space Science and Technology. Sir, kindly come with our chief guest and guest of honor for the lamp lighting, for the floral welcome for our chief guest, Dr. V. Narayanan, sir, Chairman, Indian Space Research Organization, Secretary, Department of Space, chief guest for the day. I request Professor UP Singh, Deputy Director, IIT Roorkee, who is welcoming our chief guest for the day, Dr. V. Narayanan, Chairman ISRO. Now, I would like to request Professor S.H. Upadhyay, who is head at CSST, kindly give a floral welcome to Dr. Young Ho Kim, Director, India Korea Center for Research and Innovation. Dr. Young Ho Kim, Director, India Korea Center for Research and Innovation, who is our guest of honor for the day. I request Professor Nachiketa Rai, CSST, to welcome with a bouquet to Professor UP Singh, Deputy Director, IIT Roorkee. Professor Nachiketa Rai, welcoming Professor UP Singh, Deputy Director, IIT Roorkee. Now I again request Professor Sumanta Sarkhel, CSST, to welcome Professor Anil Bhardwaj, Director, Physical Research Laboratory, President, Indian Planetary Science Association. Now I would like to request to Dr. S.C. Sharma, CSST, to welcome Dr. Vinod Kumar Sir, Director in Space, Executive Secretary, Astronautical Society of India. Now I request Dr. Bhanu Pant Sir, CSST, to welcome Shri Hari Krishnan Ji, Director, CBPO, ISRO Headquarter. Shri Hari Krishnan Ji, Director, CBPO, Indian Space Research Organization. Now I would like to request Dr. Anil C. Mathur, CSST, to welcome Dr. R.P. Singh, who is Director, Indian Institute of Remote Sensing, Dehradun. I request Dr. Bhanu Pant sir, kindly come in front of stage and welcome Dr. R.P. Singh sir, who is Director at Indian Institute of Remote Sensing, Dehradun. I request Professor Sandeep Banerjee, CSST, sir, kindly come and welcome Dr. Anupam Sharma, who is Director, DSP DRDO. Now I request Professor A. Patnaik, CSST, to welcome Professor Thomas from Institute of Astronomy, University of Bern, Switzerland, who is working in the field of space debris, space safety, and space sustainability. Now I request Professor M.V. Sunil Krishnan, CSST. Sir, kindly welcome Professor Kuru Villa Joseph, Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology, Thiruvananthapuram. Thank you very much, sir. Your presence means a lot to us. Now, I would like to request Professor C.N. Ramchandran, kindly welcome Dr. Murthy S. Gudipati, NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Professor C.N. Ramchandran, sir, welcoming Dr. Murthy S. Gudipati from NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Now, I would like to request Professor Ambrish Pandey, CSST, to welcome Dr. Vikas Saxena from DRDO. I request Professor Ambrish Pandey, sir, kindly come in front of stage and welcome Dr. Vikas Saxena from DRDO. Today is National Security Day, and yes, we can proudly mention that DRDO is creating a good job and great job to maintain the nation's security. Now, I would like to request Professor Ambrish Pandey, sir, kindly welcome Brigadier Karun Pratap Singh, who is Commandant Headquarter, BG and Center, Roorkee. And Colonel Umesh, Brigadier Karun Pratap Singh, Commandant Headquarter, BG and Center, Roorkee. He is being welcomed by Professor Ambrish Pandey, CSST. Now, I would like to again request Professor Ambrish Pandey, sir, kindly welcome Colonel Umesh Rane, Deputy Commandant, Headquarter, BG and Center, Roorkee. Colonel Umesh Rane, Deputy Commandant, Headquarter, BEG and Center, Roorkee. I again welcome our chief guest, Dr. V. Narayan, our guest of honor, Dr. Young Hokim, our Deputy Director, IIT Roorkee, Professor UP Singh, Professor Anil Bhardwaj, Dr. Vinod Kumar, Shri Hari Krishnan Ji, Dr. R.P. Singh, Dr. Anupam Sharma, Professor Thomas, Professor Kuru Villa, Dr. Murthy S. Gudipati, Dr. Vikas Saxena, Brigadier Karun Pratap Singh, and Colonel Umesh Rane, Deputy Commandant. Kindly give a big round of applause for all the dignitaries and giant minds present in the convocation hall of IIT Roorkee. I welcome all the dignitaries present here. Now, I would like to request Professor S.H. Upadhyay, sir. Sir, kindly come for lamp lighting. along with our chief guest of the day, Dr. V. Narayan sir, Dr. Young Hokim, who is guest of honor for this conference, and Professor U.P. Singh, Deputy Director, IIT Roorkee, Professor Anil Bhardwaj, Director, Physical Research Laboratory, Dr. Vinod Kumar sir, Director in Space Executive Secretary, Astronautical Society of India. Lamp lighting is not just a gesture. It is a gesture of taking blessings from the Almighty to keep our pathway straight on the path of truth, prosperity. Thank you very much to all the dignitaries present on the stage. Now, I would like to request our students of music section of Cultural Society, Lavleen, Satyam, Nime, and Kalyani, proud virtuos of IIT Roorkee, kindly come for the Kulgeet of IIT Roorkee. I would like to invite the students of music section of Cultural Society for Kulgeet of Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee.
जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान हिमगिरि शृंगो से अभिनंदित गंगा जल करते कलगान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान शिक्षा आदर्शों में उन्नत जीवन शिल्पी भूरचनारत शिक्षा आदर्शों में उन्नत जीवन शिल्पी भूरचनारत क्षमं विना किमपि साध्यं यंत्र कला कौशल अभियान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान जन जीवन प्रासाद उठाकर सेतु बांध भूखंड जुड़ाकर जन जीवन प्रासाद उठाकर सेतु बांध भूखंड जुड़ाकर अंतरिक्ष में यान उड़ाकर नवयुग को देता आह्वान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान सर्वजन हित जीवन नित अर्पित धरा स्वर्ग शोभा कर निर्मित सर्वजन हित जीवन नित अर्पित धरा स्वर्ग शोभा कर निर्मित वैज्ञानिक युग पट में मूर्त ऊपर लाता स्वर्ण विहार जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान नई प्रेरणा से दीपित मन नव स्वप्नों से हर्षित लोचन नई प्रेरणा से दीपित मन नव स्वप्नों से हर्षित लोचन नए सत्य की पुर में धड़कन दे राष्ट्र जीवन कल्याण जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान जयति जयति वेदा संस्थान हिमगिरि शृंगो से अभिनंद गंगा जल करते करगान जयति जयति वेदा संस्थान जयति जयति वेदा संस्थान जयति जयति वेदा संस्थान जयति जयति वेदा संस्थान.
Thank you very much. This international conference on space for sustainability, science, technology, education, and policy, and 6th Indian Planetary Science Conference aims to provide a platform for collaborative dialogue, knowledge exchanges, and identification of strategies to leverage space-related endeavors for the betterment of society. With this message, I would like to welcome address and brief about the Space for Sustainability STEP 2025 conference, Professor Sanjay Upadhyay on dais, who is head Center for Space, Science and Technology and conference chair for two conferences, Space for Sustainability, Science, Technology, Education and Policy, and 6th Indian Planetary Science Conference. Kindly welcome with a huge round of applause to Dr. Sanjay Upadhyay, head CSST.
Very good morning, all dignitaries on the dais, of the dais, students, participants, industry persons, exhibitors, media person, everyone. So I am delightedly welcome our honorable chief guest of today's function, Dr. V. Narayan, Secretary Department of Space and Chairman ISRO, who accepted our invitation on his busy schedule and you grace our function at our this conference, international conference. I also welcome Dr. Kim, Director, Indian Korean Center for Research and Innovation. Professor Anil Bhardwaj, President, Indian Planetary Science Association and Director, Physical Research Laboratory, PRL. Dr. Vinod Kumar, Secretary, Astronautical Society of India, ASI, and Director, InSpace Executive Secretary. Then Professor UP Singh, Deputy Director, our IIT Roorkee, all distinguished guests, dignitaries, faculty, colleagues, and participants. Just we sing is in our this cool गीत अंतरिक्ष में यान उड़ाकर नवयुग को करता आह्वान. So on this line, we established our space technology cell in 2019 with when we signed MOU with the ISRO, and we started with 13 research projects, and subsequently it will going on, and at present 38 research projects are going in the space technology cell. And after observing the strength of IIT Roorkee, in 2023 we established our academic center, Center for Space Science and Technology, with joint 14 faculty members from different departments, and our visiting professors they have retired from the ISRO various centers. And we started this academic center in 2023. And within 2 years, we started our MTech unique course, MTech in Space Science and Technology, with support of InSpace and our support of Dr. Vinod Kumar. And we started also PhD program. So at presently 10 PhD students are working under this academic center, Center for Space Science and Technology, for different research project problem of ISRO only. And 12 MTech students, first batch is going on. So after observing that this is our third international conference, in 2023, May 2023, we established this academic center. And March 24, we have organized one international conference in CRAP, Ceramics American Society of India. And then in October 2024, again, we have organized one conference with the support of PRL, Dr. Anil Bhardwaj. This is on space weather, and this is our third international conference in STEP, Space Education, Technology and Policy. Because we all are working on the space science and technology, but now space education and policy is also much more important. So we started in last March, we started this process, and first we interact with the in space, and then we thought ki now we are organizing this STEP conference. So with the with this STEP conference, why not we going for IPSC, Indian Planetary Science Conference, and we contacted to our president of Indian Planetary Science, Professor Anil Bhardwaj, and he said it's okay, fine, because this is the sixth IPSC, and its first time is out of PRL. Up to 5 IPSC, it was organized only in PRL. But I thank to Dr. Bhardwaj and Dr. Vinod Kumar for your kind support since last 1 year. And at present, we are on this place. And in this conference, we received huge response. So after finalizing this conference, now second question is fund. So we are going to industries with the support of InSpace, and our title sponsor, Saraswati Dynamics, is a very huge and big company in our Roorkee only. And we proud that now Saraswati Dynamics is located in the Roorkee, and they are doing tremendous work, and they are supplies vibration shaker to ISRO centers. So with this sequence, we started our preparation and everything, and finally we reached today, and 600 participants from this conference. We received around 800 abstracts all over the world, and finally we selected around 450 abstracts. The publication partner is a Springer, and there are space exhibition also. Also, we requested Space Application Center Ahmedabad kindly provide a space on wheel exhibition, and director Dr. Nilesh Desai approved our request, and finally we got this space on wheels also. So with the help of this, I am truly honored to welcome all of you on International Conference Space Sustainability, Science, Technology, Education Policy, and 6th Indian Planetary Science Conference. So I hope that the interaction and collaboration fostered here will be lead to a new insight, partnership, and advancement different verticals from the space research. So I encourage all of you to take this opportunity and exchange your ideas, build connection, and contribute the meaningful discussion. And may this conference be enriching and rewarding experience to all. So with this word, once again, I welcome all of you on behalf of whole IIT Roorkee and Center for Space Science and Technology, and look forward to an exciting and fruitful event ahead. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for the insightful words about Department of CSST, IIT Roorkee, and your vision is not just to contribute IIT Roorkee, but to the whole India to make their dreams come true. I again want a big round of applause for Professor S.H. Upadhyay, who is head at CSST and conference chair for the Space for Sustainability, Science, Technology, Education and Policy and 6th Indian Planetary Science Conference. Thank you very much, sir. With this, I would like to introduce Professor Anil Bhardwaj, who is President at Indian Planetary Science Association and Director, Physical Research Laboratory. His primary research field is planetary and space sciences and solar system exploration. His experiments have been flown on Chandrayaan-1, Mangalyaan, Chandrayaan-2, Chandrayaan-3, Lander and Rover, and Aditya L1 missions. He leads the planning of India future space missions. He has used space-based Chandra, XMM Newton, Hubble, and ground-based telescopes for studying solar system bodies. Professor Bhardwaj has published more than 200 peer-reviewed research papers in international journals and chapters in books, and has supervised several PhD, MTech, MPhil, MSc, BTech students and PDFs. His research findings led to several press releases by NASA, European Space Agency, ISRO, cover pages of American and European journals and media highlights. He has been the editor or editorial board institutions in India, member of several international journals, member of governing council of a number of elite research committees, and chairman and member of many national and international science committees. He was president of Asia Oceania Geosciences Society, Planetary Sciences during 2006 to 2010, vice chair of COSPAR Commission B during 2012 to 2020. He is the founding president of Indian Planetary Science Association and board of trustee of the International Academy of Astronautics since 2023. Professor Bhardwaj is an elected fellow of all the three national space academies in India and many of other academies and societies. He has received recognition at both national and international level, including two most coveted science awards, Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Prize in 2007 and Infosys Prize in 2016. I wish to have a big round of applause for Professor Bhardwaj. He is also a recipient of INSA Vainu Bapu National Memorial Award. Sir, Professor Bhardwaj with us on dais, Professor Anil Bhardwaj. Kindly give a huge round of applause to Professor Anil Bhardwaj. Now we would have their valuable insight about the IPSC 2025.
Suprabhat, a very good morning. Chairman ISRO, Secretary Department of Space, and Deputy Director IIT Roorkee, Head CSST and Director of IKCRI, Director in Space, the organizers, the conveners, co-conveners of this conference, distinguished invitees, delegates, dignitaries of the dais, ladies and gentlemen. Greetings from Indian Planetary Science Association, in short IPSA, and I join colleagues from IIT in welcoming you to the 6th Indian Planetary Science Conference, IPSC 2025. IPSA was founded in the year 2022, that is 3 years back, and registered as a society in 2023 and got inaugurated at IPSC conference in 2023 by none other than Secretary Department of Space and Chairman ISRO than Dr. S. Somnath. The main objective of IPSA is to promote research in planetary science and related activities by organizing conferences, workshops, symposia, and short courses in the area of planetary science. So one of the flagship conference of IPSA is IPSC, that is Indian Planetary Science Conference. In addition to this, we have organized conferences called METMAS, which is Meteorite, Meteor, and Meteorites, Messenger from Space, solar workshops linking Sun to Earth and to different planets, space weather conferences, and also a short course for STEP, that is an online 5 days course in planetary science. IPSA also promote young scientists, budding scientists, early career scientists, research fellows, and postdoctoral fellows, by providing them travel support for attending conferences, and also select early career research awarders or awardees. And at this IPSC 2025, we have announced 6 awards for early career scientists, which are largely research fellows and postdoctoral fellows, and both in the area of oral talks as well as in poster presentations. IPSA also has a booth here in exhibition hall, so all the delegates who are interested to become IPSA members can go there and get details of how to join IPSA. And IPSA has a membership of more than 130 members currently, which includes life members and also student members. So we have different categories of membership. You can get details from the booth of IPSA. Talking about IPSC conference, we started the Indian Planetary Science Conference in 2020 which was organized in February of 2020, just before COVID. And subsequent to that, due to COVID, in 21 and 22, the IPSC was organized in online mode. We came back in in-person mode in 2023 and 2024. And here, the current IPSC is the 6th, as just mentioned, and of course, the first, which is being held outside PRL. So I compliment IIT Roorkee for hosting it and organizing this conference along with the conference on space for sustainability, science, technology, education, and policy. And I would also like to compliment the organizers, conveners, and co-conveners of this conference, as well as IPSC, for organizing it in a big way. The call for IPSC 2025 has an excellent response. More than 200 abstracts submitted. Around 150 delegates are specially attending this conference from 40 different research, academic, universities, and organizations. And more than 60 talks are going to be presented in oral. And of course, there is a very large number of poster presentations. So I would like to compliment and thank the Scientific Organizing Committee of IPSC 2025 for their hard work in reviewing the abstracts and putting together a very vibrant and strong sessions, which is going to run for 4 days and which encompasses the research on Moon, Mars, Venus, Mercury, minor solar system bodies, outer planets, exoplanets, astrochemistry, astrobiology, and looking into various aspects of planets like planetary geology, atmospheres, ionospheres, solar wind interactions, simulations, modeling, instrumentation, and analog sites and studies, space weather on planets, not just on planet Earth, treating Earth as a planet, and of course, comparative planetology. So I hope IPSC 2025, along with S2 STEP 2025, will be providing an excellent platform for exchange of results, discussion on new ideas, and bringing out deliberations which will be very useful for the future of the Indian planetary sciences in the country. So I once again thank you all for coming to IITs, and I join my colleagues from IIT Roorkee to welcome you all for this conference. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir. Your vision about IPSC is a great future insight for our juniors. Yes, a scientific institution, be it a laboratory or an academy, has to be grown with great care like a tree. And IIT Roorkee is a huge tree, just like a banyan tree. It is the oldest campus in India as Indian Institute of Technology, but the most modern campus also. Here, 11 UG programs, 1 integrated dual degree, and 61 PG and several doctoral programs run day by day. And this campus offers courses in polymer science, process engineering, paper technology, and packaging technology, applied mathematics, and scientific computing. And these all courses run under the direction of great professors, great directors, and great students also, which are pursuing research here in collaboration with some national and international agencies. With these words and with your clappings, I would like to welcome Professor UP Singh, who is Deputy Director at IIT Roorkee. Sir, kindly give your address to our future virtuos from the dais and all the giant minds present in this August assembly at Convocation Hall of IIT Roorkee.
Distinguished guest on the dais, guest in the hall, faculty members, students, and dear friends. A very good morning to all of you. It is my great pleasure to extend a warm welcome to our chief guest, Sri V. Narayan, Secretary, Department of Space and Chairman, ISRO, Government of India. Dr. Kim, Director, IKSC CRI Guest of Honor, Professor Anil Bhardwaj, Director PRL, Dr. Vinod Kumar, Director in Space and Executive Secretary ASI, all the other distinguished scientists and guests around the world. I welcome all of you to this campus on my own behalf and also on behalf of our director, Professor K.K. Pant. IIT Roorkee is a very old institute and it has completed 177 years. Now we are in 178 years of its existence. It has witnessed stalwarts and legends rise and make marks in the history of science, technology, and education, not only in India, but also in the world. The institute ranked amongst the best technical institution in the world and has contributed to all sectors of technological development. It has also been considered as a trend setter in the area of education, research, in the field of science, technology, and engineering. The institute has 23 academic departments, 1 school, 9 academic centers, and 7 academic service centers. I am happy to be a part of the inaugural session at the Center for Space Science and Technology at IIT Roorkee is organizing the international conferences on space for sustainability, science, technology, education and policy, and 6th Indian Planetary Science Conference. This momentum occasion marks the culmination of efforts, dedication, and passion for advancing the frontier of scientific research. These conferences provide a platform for collaborative research knowledge exchange and the identification of strategy to leverage space-related endeavors for the betterment of society. Participants are encouraged to contribute research finding, case studies, and policy analysis that enhance our understanding of the relationship between space, science education, policy, and technology in the fostering sustainable societal development. Let us embark on this journey together, united by our vision of future where space exploration drives sustainable societal developments. This center, Center for Space Science and Technology, is a young center, as Professor Upadhyay has already told, but the center is doing very well under the guidance of Professor S.H. Upadhyay, and as a deputy director of the institute, I always say Professor Upadhyay that please go ahead, whatever helps you need from the institute side, we are ready to provide you, and I wish all the success for this center. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Very well said, sir. Thank you very much, sir. IIT Roorkee is creating citizens which are abide by the Constitution of India, as well as the most important point of our fundamental duty is Article 51A, which says that to develop the scientific temper, humanism, and the spirit of inquiry and reform, to safeguard and to strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activity so that the nation constantly rise to higher levels of endeavor and achievement. With this, I again would like to have a big round of applause for IIT Roorkee for giving such gemstones to this India to carry that legacy, which is not started or initiated from when the Dalhousie came, but which was initiated long back 5,000 years ago with the Indus Valley civilization. We are carrying that legacy with us, in us, and within us to conquer the world with the aim of being Viksit Bharat by 2047. In space, there is an agency in India, which is a single window independent nodal agency that functions as an autonomous agency in Department of Space, thereby facilitating private sector participation in the space sector. And today, we are lucky to have Dr. Vinod Kumar, who is Director in Space, Executive Secretary, Astronautical Society of India. He is presently Director Promotion at Directorate at Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Center, Department of Space, a distinguished figure in India's space domain, currently helms the Promotion Directorate at the Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Center. He worked as member of peer review committees for Chandrayaan-2 to validate the mission's operation procedures before clearing the uplink to spacecraft. He was identified as team leader for the task team formed to identify the known nominal observations during power descent phase of the Vikram lander, Chandrayaan-2 Vikram lander. He also worked as member of Standing Design Review Committee for Navigation Guidance and Control Systems. He is ISO 9001-2015 certified lead auditor from Indian Institute of Quality Management. He has been awarded ISRO Team Excellence Award in 2006 by His Excellency former President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, for in orbit management of spacecraft operations. Now we have Professor Vinod Bhardwaj, Director in Space on DIAS. Sir, kindly give a big round of applause to Dr. Vinod Kumar, Director in Space. Actually, the list was so huge, so I was keep on
Thank you
reading.
for that. Thank you, madam, for that long introduction. Respected Dr. V. Narayan, Secretary Department of Space, Chairman ISRO, and President Astronautical Society of India. Professor UP Singh, Deputy Director, IIT Roorkee. Professor Sanjay Upadhyay, a very humble person, and he's leading this efforts for this conference. Professor Sharma and dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, delegates, students and faculty members. Very good morning and namaste to all. First of all, let me thank Professor Upadhyay to give us opportunity to work for this unique conference, Space for Sustainability, Science, Technology, Education and Policy. It encompasses everything. We were very lucky to have associated with you during this last 1 year. I remember last time I came on 3rd of February to this institute, and a very fruitful visit, and I'll say many memories are there. And first of all, I compliment the management of IIT Roorkee for adopting space technology in their curriculum. I was very pleased to know today that 200 students have registered for the course on space science introductory course, and I was very lucky to give lecture today. I'll tell that we designed the syllabus in 2022. The first task given to me was as a promotion of space activities and industry academy outreach to design a syllabus. And AICT has also approved the same, and 14 institutions all over India has adopted that. But before we go that, what is in space? That's a question still people say, if I ask you, please raise the hand, how many of you know what is in space? Except the front bench. So very less hands. So it's very apt to know that in space is a space regulator. The name is Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Center. We are a regulator, but since space is at nascent state, we need to promote it. We need to handhold it. So keeping this vision in mind, InSpace was formed in 2020 by the government of India under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister. We were operationalized in June 2022. So you see, after that, InSpace has carried out many activities, but what is the purpose? The purpose of space sector reform was to enable private sector participation in space sector. As you all are aware, that ISRO has done a tremendous job in designing and launching a fleet of launch vehicles they have. We have in ISRO, we have fleet of satellite with communication satellite, navigation satellite, science mission, landing mission, many things are there. So, plus in space application, they are touching the human life. So, Prime Minister's vision was to take this space technology for the benefit of common man. So, that was the purpose for the participation of Indian citizens in space activity, space sector reforms was carried out. A space regulator plus promoter was necessary, and with a vision to promote, enable, authorize and supervise, InSpace was formed. So in Hindi we say we are Samvardak, Samarthak, Pradhikartak and Paryavekshak of space activities carried out by the private companies and academia in India. Any authorization application, anyone wants to launch a space object, they want to set up ground station, get the landing rights, they want to use the ISRO facilities, they have to come through InSpace. This is a very good single window agency we are working. We have a defined timeline where all applications we process, which if it is with InSpace 75 days, if it has some clearances 90 days and interdepartmental also in 120 days. That's the mandate, and we process, we take the applications online for authorization, facility usage, etc. We have announced couple of schemes. It starts from pre-incubation entrepreneurship development program. If any citizen of India, irrespective of age, is having a unique idea in the space sector, give it to us. We will evaluate it. You can work from the backyard of your house, college, wherever you are. We will pay you 2 lakh rupees to innovate and improve it further. And if you do proof of concept for that, 10 lakh rupees we will give. After that, we have a unique seed fund scheme where we have already dispersed in 4 sectors seed fund scheme up to 1 crore we gave. We have got the approval last July 23rd budget 1000 crore venture capital fund, which is being operationalized shortly. The investment agencies identify and we will operationalize from April mostly if everything goes as per plan. Not leaving behind further, what we did is many technologies in academic institutions are at level 3, TRL 3 or 4. To take them further to TRL 8, 9, 10, we have got approval for technology adoption fund up to 500 crore. So these are the things, because space is a deep pocket and deep technology sector. So you need both the things. And Government of India is working in this direction and implementing schemes after scheme. So if you see, with these steps, plus we bring out the Indian space policy in 2023. It's a very overarching comprehensive policy which demarcate clear guidelines for non-government entities, for ISRO, InSpace and NSIL. Norm, guideline and procedures also we have released in 2023. In addition to this, in 2024, we have devised a very lucrative foreign direct investment policy where the upper cap is 100%, but there are sectoral caps. In satellite making, 74% is automatic route. I mean to say you have to tell RBI and InSpace that you are investing, you start working. And beyond 74 also you can go through administrative route. In launch vehicle, the automatic route is 49%. Further, you can go up to 100% if some technological advancement is being contributed for the nation. In subsystem making, it is 100% automatic. Not only this, if you measure the kind of investment which is coming, say exponential growth, we measure the success of this report with the kind of proposals we are getting online. People apply from the comfort of their house or company premises, online application, we assign them unique ID after evaluation. 610 plus application we have received in a short span of, I think, 2.5 years or so. If you see, now as a, in addition to this, we are working for student academy outreach. I am very happy to tell that curriculum developed by InSpace in association with ISRO also it has received and approved by All India Council for Technical Education, and 14 institutions and university across India has already adopted. And I was very pleased to know that last week I had a meeting where there are thousands of people have already trained. I'm not counting IIST pass outs because that's an old institution, 1,000 plus maybe there. So these seeds which are being shown in India to generate, to build the next generation to take up the space responsibility is very unique. Another unique initiative is skill development program by InSpace, where we have conducted 9 unique courses. I will tell you, there is a kind of stampede to get registration for that. I'll tell you last course which I did on space policy and economics and its benefit. In a room of 50, I was forced to accommodate 70 people because there was so much request and demand for the course which we designed, and it's really very heartening to note that, and we have trained more than 500 people in these courses in various verticals like A to Z of satellite technology, mission planning, propulsion system, unique course developed with the help of our honorable chairman ISRO when you are director LPSC. So all courses along space tech for agriculture sector, space data product and services. So all these things are trying to develop a vibrant space ecosystem in the country. Another very interesting area is which we have taken is the competitions. Be it CANSAT, CANSIZE satellite by student teams or model rocketry. I was very heartening to see the enthusiasm among the students when we go and visit the academic institutions. They will start 3D printing their rockets, the rockets or CANSIZE satellite in front of us. They will say, sir, we are designing chips. We are developing software. So it's very heartening to know parachute design, everything they are doing themselves. And at the end of the year, last year, we had in April 2024 completion, 100% placement, whether they have qualified preliminary design review or comprehensive design review they have done. Very nice to know. And they are doing it. We were thinking that they will copy from other team or this thing. Nothing, all are unique. So that is the kind of beauty of our Indian next generation students, that they do the things themselves and in a very innovative way. In model rocketry, I was very heartening. In a week's time, up to 100-meter rocket they designed and demonstrated us on 6th day. So these are the kind of ecosystem. These things are really vibrant for the nation, and seeing the enthusiasm, we are not behind. We are just a email away from you. Please keep visiting InSpace website. You can register there. You will get your login credentials and your page. Industry can register. Individual can register. We have already 7,000 plus registration where thousands of industry are registered. We see very unique and vibrant ecosystem. The future of space in India is very bright. It touches in every aspect the human lives. I would like to tell you that we have brought many private industries. Over a dozen private industries are displaying their capabilities. Model rocketry teams are there. CANSAT teams are there. Private companies are displaying their capabilities in the pavilion. please go and visit them. You will get some very uniqueness, as our private companies has done many innovative ideas. Like you see, 3D printing rocket is first time in the world by Agnicool. Many companies are working in space applications, satellite making, and space application like edge computing. Our private companies are doing in India. So with these few words, I wish all the success for this conference and all the best for the presenters as well as poster presenter. Thank you very much. Wish you all the success. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your valuable time. And by listening your words, Swami Vivekananda is coming to my mind, who used to say, if you wish to see a nation's strength and integrity, just look at their demographic dividend. And yes, you are creating a demographic dividend who give, inspire, or will aspire our fellow youth to conquer the world. And yes, today's youth look to go in space and dream to be like Kalpana Chawla or be like Kalam. And I can proudly say that you are the more advanced version of Vikram Sarabhai, Homi Jahangir Bhabha, or Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, and you are creating more advanced and so smart versions of Bhabha, Vikram Sarabhai, and Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. With these words, I would like to invite on dais our guest of honor for the day, who is Dr. Young Ho Kim, Director, IKCRI, India Korea Center for Research and Innovation. He is currently Director at IKCRI. He has ranked among the top 100 scientists in the world, 73rd out of 45,833, and first in Canada in the field of aerospace and aeronautics by Department of Aerospace Engineering. He has been Associate Fellow of AIAA, member of International Academy of Astronautics. He has chaired in Canada Research in Space System from 2005 to 2015. He studied at Harvard University and Auburn University in USA. In his role as director at IKCRI in New Delhi, he is focused on advancing science and tech collaboration between India and South Korea. And with this, yes, India and Korea, leading the mantra of Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, I would like to invite Dr. Young Ho Kim on dais. Kindly give a huge round of applause to Dr. Young Ho Kim.
Thank you for great introduction. So, namaste, 안녕하세요. I'm from originally South Korea, and now I'm working in New Delhi. And my center is in New Delhi. So, I'm very happy and I'm really excited. So, and the professor and Singh and mentioned this. So, this institute have a 177 years. It's really amazing history. So I'm very excited. And also I'm here in this conference. So, and Professor Sanjay and Yai and Professor Singh and the committee, I really appreciate it to invite me here this conference. Space for sustainability, science, technology, education, and policy. In this conference, I'm expecting many science and technology experts sharing their technology and innovative ideas of advanced space technology. To foster space field, science technology development with space policy are important. Also, young researcher education is one of valuable required parts to foster R&D manpower. I believe this conference supports R&D, advanced technology, space education, and policy. I am director of India Korea Center for Research and Innovation. And the IKCRI was established by the Ministry of Science and ICT, South Korea government to promote science and technology cooperation between India and Korea. In this conference, on my presentation in this evening, And I would like to introduce South Korea's space policy and major research institutes include KARI, and KASI. Especially, South Korean government made the Korea Aerospace Administration, called KASA, as the control tower of aerospace last year. These days, Korean government intensively investing in space technology fields. So in my center and as a director, I will serve you to connect the Space Institute between India and South Korea. So it's my center and my work. So whenever you need to connect to South Korea, and let me know, and I will help you so we can collaborate. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your valuable words. Yes, it is a matter of pride that we see our national flag with the flag of Korea, with the flag of France, with the flag of USA, with the logo of European Space Agency. Yes, it is a matter of pride for us because we are who got independence in 1947. And with our 76th Republic Day, today we are the supreme power in the field of space in the world. Today, we have Chief Guest Dr. V. Narayanan, who is Chairman at Indian Space Research Organization and Secretary, Department of Space. Today, Indian Space Research Organization is not only contributing to space, but it is linking our lifestyles with space research, whether it is about our daily life routine or about space, defense, weather, or AI linkage to common man. The vision of Dr. V. Narayanan paying a lot to this nation, who is Secretary at Department of Space and Chairman ISRO, scientist in epic scale, and also the Chairman of Space Commission. Dr. V. Narayanan had a brilliant academic career as he completed his MTech in cryogenic engineering with first rank and PhD in aerospace engineering, both from IIT Kharagpur, and has held key and strategic positions in ISRO for the last 41 years. He has played the lead role in cryogenic engine and stage development, which made India one among 6 countries to have the coveted cryogenic capability and ensured self-reliance in launch vehicles. Towards LVM-3, Chandrayaan-2 and 3 missions, played key role in development of propulsion systems for launch vehicle and spacecrafts, which took the spacecraft from Earth to the Moon's orbit, and throttle-level propulsion system of the Vikram lander used for soft landing. He has led joint working groups of India, France, and India-Russia for cooperation in space programs. Dr. V. Narayanan, in his illustrious career, has been honored with more than 25 most prestigious awards, including Distinguished Alumni Award and Life Fellowship Award from IIT Kharagpur, Gold Medal from Astronautical Society of India, APJ Abdul Kalam Award, ISRO Performance Excellence Award, and awarded 2024 laurels for team achievement for Chandrayaan-3 by International Academy of Astronautics. Dr. V. Narayanan is member and fellow of a large number of prestigious national and international scientific and technical forums, including Space Propulsion Committee of International Astronautical Federation, IAA, Fellow and Governing Council member of the Indian National Academy of Engineering, President of the Indian System Society for Science and Engineering. With these words, I would like to invite Dr. V. Narayanan, Chief Guest for the day, Chairman, Indian Space Research Organization and Secretary, Department of Space, on the dais. Thank you very much, sir.
Most respected Deputy Director of the oldest and the best institute, which is 177 years old, and Professor Sanjay Bhatia, Head Center for Space Science and Technology, and the guest of honor, Dr. Young Hokim, Director IKCRI, my colleague and one of the best planetary scientists, Professor Anil Bhardwaj, President, Indian Planetary Science Association, also the director of one of the prestigious ISRO institutions, Physical Research Laboratory, Dr. S.C. Sharma, who is the former Associate Director of Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, Dr. Vinod Kumar from InSpace, my colleague Dr. R.P. Singh, Director IARS, Mr. Kurula, Dr. Kurula Joseph from IAST, Professor Sarkar, Professor Raj, who is there on the dais, and distinguished audience, friends, and young students. Very good morning to all of you. Namaskar. Really, I feel so humbled and privileged to be with all of you on this inaugural function of the International Conference on Space for Sustainability, Science, Technology, Education and Policy, and also the 6th Indian Planetary Science Conference. What really attracted me, what really touched me here is, other than the regular audience, I was told almost 200 students are there. And you know, recently, last week, we had the National Science Day celebration on 28th February. Actually, this type of conference is meant for what? Of course, exchange of ideas and exchange of developments among the intellectuals. Also, it is our responsibility to bring scientific temper among the youngsters. Actually, that is the great thing what you have done, bring almost 200 students. And dear friends, India got independence in 1947. During the last 78 years or so, we have grown in multiple fields, all the areas. In fact, when we got independence, almost 90%, 97% people were below the economic level, below poverty level. And in the area of, you take any field, let it be science and technology, let it be infrastructure, let it be health sector, I think we were very, very below the average mark of the world. And today we have grown to greater levels. For example, if you take health sector as a sector, when we got independence, I don't know how many of you know, the average life of Indians were hardly 32 years. From that, today, the healthy average life of Indians have come to 71 to 72 years. Really, that speaks volume of the growth what has happened in the health sector. And science and technology, really we have grown to much higher level. Our country had the legacy of great scientists like Jagadish Chandra Bose, who discovered plants have feelings, microwaves to ignite gunpowder. Besides, we had great leaders and institution builders in the country, like, you know, the father of Indian atomic energy program, Homi Bhabha, father of Indian space program, Dr. Sarabhai, and great institution builders like Tata ji. In fact, I am touched by one statement when I entered into a school in Trivandrum for getting admission. And there was a couplet written. In fact, I went to the school to assess whether it is the right place to admit my daughter or not. And there was a couplet written that reads, people with great minds, when they meet, they discuss about ideas. And people with low mind, when they meet, they discuss about others. This made me to admit my daughter in that school. And it is true. Today we have got a great institution, IAC. You all know the story behind the birth. And there were two people with great mind, the Tata ji and Swami Vivekananda. And when they discussed, that is the idea translated into IAC. And today, if you take the India as a country, we have grown to much higher levels in every sector. Let it be agriculture sector, industrial sector, rural development, transportation, hygiene, health area, education, every area we have grown. Now, when I was reading, in fact, today morning only I was carefully going through the theme of your topic. one thing what touched me was education. In fact, I was wondering why they are bringing planetary science and education together. What it is? What is the connection? Then, of course, I also asked my colleague, now, why you brought this topic inside? Then only he explained 200 students we have brought. Dear friends, when we got independence, hardly 12% people were literate. And from that, our education system has made almost 80%, 79.8% or so as the literate. What type of growth it is? When we got independence, I think how many people are having access to primary education? Hardly we had in the country 2,825 primary schools. From that, today almost 8.41 lakh primary schools and little more than 14 lakh schools in the country which has come. When you take engineering colleges or medical colleges, it were very, very few. You can count the numbers. Today, something around 740 plus medical colleges, and there are close to 9,000, 8,876 engineering colleges. And the enrollment of students, something around 30.6 million. It's a huge difference. And there were no IITs. Of course, this institute, even though it was 177 years old, but it has become IIT very, very recently only. And the first IIT was established in IIT Kharagpur. That too, a great place in memory of the freedom fighters. I don't know how many of you have visited IIT Kharagpur. Can you raise the hand? How many of you have visited IIT Kharagpur? Whenever I go to IIT Kharagpur and I visit one place, the jail where our freedom fighters were kept inside. You should see the cell having opening only 1 feet width and 1 inch height. That is the only opening. Please understand what type of sacrifice our forefathers have done for us to get the freedom today we all are enjoying. I am so proud to say that I am alumni of that IIT Kharagpur, and which groomed me. Because of that, I stand in front of you today. And dear friends, if you take the growth of science and technology, every area it has grown. Today the country is having something around 34, if I am correct, 34 CSR labs. Each lab is doing fantastically well. When we got independence, there were no missiles in the country. Today, the DRDO system has brought missiles. But you can ask a question, why are we investing in the missile program? But as you all know, the strength only respects strength. So really, we need to have, and lot of things are done in the country in the missile area. In the atomic energy area, of course, you know they are contributing significantly well in the production of energy. In fact, when we got independence, so many villages were not having electricity. In fact, my village, we got electricity only when I was in the 9th standard. I still remember the day when we got electricity, how many times I switched on the switches which was giving the light and switched off. I still remember. But the important contribution of them, you should read a book written by the present secretary, edited by present secretary, non-power application of atomic systems, how they contribute for curing cancer, how they contribute for improving the yield and phenomenal growth. And like that, every area, biotech. And the way we handled COVID, that is the testimony. You know, even advanced countries, they were struggling. And the way we were handling COVID, really, it was a remarkable leadership role, remarkable technology role, what was demonstrated to the country. And one of the departments is the space department. As the secretary of the space department, I have to speak about space. If I have to speak about science and technology growth, I think it will run into hours, which I am not going to venture. And this year, let me start from the reverse direction. I was so blessed, so honored to pick up by Honorable Prime Minister to lead the space program after completing almost 41 years of service. I joined ISRO in the year 1984, February 1st. I completed 41 years. So with 7 years as the director of a lead center and had the opportunity to lead this organization. And of course, we are having outstanding personalities. There are so many directors, including Anil Bhardwaj, in the row. contributing significantly well. And Sarabhai strongly felt that the advanced technology can be used for the benefit of common man of this country. And it has become true. We had, for bringing advanced technology for the benefit of the man, common man, there are three systems which are required. Number one, satellites of different types are required. And you need to have the capability to conceive, design, and build the satellites. Second thing is, to place the satellite in the orbit, you need launch vehicles. Third thing is, even to send the launch vehicles and to place the satellite, also utilize the satellite data, you need ground segment. The development took place concurrently in all the places, all the directions. And dear friends, I took over as the Secretary Department of Space only on 14th of January this year. On 16th January, we had a remarkable achievement. And two satellites were rotating in the orbit with a velocity of 28,400 km per hour. And both were brought together. Relative velocity was nearly less, close to zero, but absolute velocity of each satellite was that were brought closer and got docked successfully on 16th January, and India becoming one among 4 countries having that great capability. And on 29th January, we had another remarkable achievement. You know, the first launch vehicle took off from India in the year 1979. The project director was none other than APJ Abdul Kalam. The chairman of ISRO was a great person, great visionary leader, and an institution builder, Professor Satish Dhawan, in 1979. And till today, to our credit, we have conceived, built 6 types of launch vehicles. And the 100th launch was successfully accomplished on 29th January this year, and the satellite was placed perfectly in the orbit. And when you look at the contribution of Indian space program, the first tiny rocket took off from Indian soil in the year 1963, November 21st. And that was not our rocket. The rocket came from US, the payload came from France. Of course, our people assembled, and with other support, we took off. From that humble beginning, the first rocket, indigenous rocket, was launched in the year 1967, November 20th. Till today, we have accomplished 4,000 rocket launches from Indian soil. And in the area of launch vehicle, as I told, we have built 6 generations of vehicle, and we have launched something around 100. 100 is recently accomplished. Till 1975, we were not having our own satellites. It was in the year 1975, the first satellite, Aryabhatta, was built with the support of other countries and launched by other country. From that humble beginning, we have conceived, designed, built different varieties of satellites, capability varying from 40 kg to the heaviest satellite is the GSAT-11 high throughput satellite communication satellite, 6,000 kg satellite, and 131 satellites are built in the country and placed in the orbit. And when Modi ji took over as the Prime Minister of this country, 75, we were looking other countries for the satellite technology, and we were given a direction to build a satellite, communication satellite. We conceived and built a communication satellite, 2,000 kg satellite, and launched and donated to the SAARC countries. That is the growth of satellite technology in the country. And in the area of application, I think tremendous applications. And it is touching every part of common man's life. In the area of telecommunication, television broadcasting, disaster warning and mitigation, and earth observation, resource management, navigation, and every area it is really touching. If one has to talk about the applications, it will take more than 5 hours. And couple of applications, let me explain. One application is the telecommunication, satellite telecommunication. In fact, it was in the year 1993, I had the opportunity to go to USA. I was sent to USA for a training program. And my father came from Kanyakumari, almost 80 kilometers, came to Trivandrum and saw me off in Trivandrum airport. And that is my second aircraft travel, air travel. You know, those who goes for the first time only, you will understand what air travel is and you enjoy. And second time in the air flight, it is supposed to land in Bombay after 2.5 hours flight, but it was not landing, it was going on rotating. And I was going on enjoying because with the small ticket amount what I paid and another 1 hour travel. And we were not knowing what is happening in the ground, and it was almost 1 hour we were in the aircraft. Then there was the announcement, the fuel is going to be over, so we are going to land. A little unhappy, but it landed. And after landing, it was more unhappy that there were security people, and simply we were taken to a room and locked. They told you cannot move out, please be there inside. And we are not knowing what is happening. And then a couple of TVs inside, we understand serial bomb blast is just completed or happening outside. That day was the serial bomb blast in Bombay. Now what to do? We were inside. Then maybe morning we were taken to hotel. Then we reached Moscow. And then I wrote a letter to my parents. Yes, reached safely Moscow. You know, parallelly what happened here in India, my father reached back my native place. Not that educated society. Now he's also not that educated. When he reached back, the announcement comes in the radio, Bombay serial bomb blast, almost same time of our flight landing time. So he was not sure whether the son is alive or got into trouble. And the entire house was in a very sorrow mood. And after 12 days, and they don't have that type of knowledge to go to office, contact whether what is happening. And after 12 days only they came to know, yes, I have reached safely Moscow. From that stature of the country, you know, I was there in Moscow for 10 months. Not even one time I could talk to my parents over phone. And today, you please understand, our wards or our relatives goes to some other country, how many phone calls you make before they land there? And you make a phone call to other country today, if you don't get the connection within 30 seconds, what type of tension we are having? Why we are not getting connection? And please raise your hand who are all not having mobile phone. Can you raise the hand? Oh, I'm okay, very few students, good. This is the type of revolution what is made in the telecommunication, and space has got equal contribution. And we are having 7,500 kilometers of seashore. Lot of people are involved in the fishing activities. And you know, there was my village is hardly 1.5 kilometers from seashore, so I can understand better what is happening in the ground. And lot of people go for fishing, and then after 2-3 days, people come with empty hand. And today we have put a system, we monitor the potential fishing zone, and we inform the fishermen of this country. Probably you may be thinking why the space secretary is talking about the simple job of fishing related. Please understand, through this, the country is getting a benefit, profit of something around 30,000 plus crore per year, and our budget is per year is half of that only. And through that single application itself, that is a type of benefit. You take disaster management and mitigation. There was a time, if any disaster happens, how many of our people we lose? But today, there is a fantastic system. At least we understand and appreciate and inform well in advance, and lot of things are happening. You know, there was a time if you had to travel by train. There was a time if you had to travel by train. From here, if you have to go to railway station to receive some of your relatives, you know, you go and you don't know when the train comes. But today, that is not the situation. Through the NAVIC system, almost 8,000 trains are real-time connected through the mobile connectivity. You understand where it comes. And our target is to take at least another 20 lakh trains has to be, the entire remaining has to be connected. And shipping, almost 21,000 vessels are today connected. And the target is more than 1 lakh. Commercial vehicles. There will be a time entire commercial vehicle will be connected. And dear friends, application really fantastic things are done. Flood monitoring, forest fire monitoring, and monitoring the harvest yield forecast. Lot of things are done. Coming to a couple of places, really we have become world leaders. And I think there is going to be a fantastic talk. In fact, I thought immediately after the inauguration, I will go back. But then after seeing the topic, I am going to sit here to hear Anil Bhardwaj talk, because learning is always a continuous process. I am going to hear. You are going to hear his talk. But I would like to tell a couple of things. You know, Chandrayaan 1, when we started our first rocket, when it took off, our stature was 70 years we are behind the advanced countries. 67 when we are 1 meter height rocket, when we are launching. 1961 Yuri Gagarin is sent to space and he has come back safely. 1969 I was in the first standard on the floor sitting with my classmates, enjoying that day because no teacher, only 3 teachers, and they were not teaching. They were going around and they had their own thing, carrying some small radios, and I don't know what was happening to them. We were enjoying in the class. And finally they came and they told, looks like man has safely landed on the moon. That is the news which is coming. And to land man on the moon, you know what is the type of technology required? Probably today you all will understand. At that time we were just starting our program. From that, take Chandrayaan 1 as a first interplanetary mission. That is the mission which found water molecule on the moon and made every Indian proud. Even though other countries were involved, we are the first country to found a water molecule. And we are having a Chandrayaan 2 mission. Of course, it could not soft land, but we are having a orbiter. Even today, it is working fantastically well. And we are having an on-orbit high-resolution camera, which is the best camera available on the moon orbit. As on date, that belongs to India. Take Chandrayaan 3 as a mission. And India is the only country and the first country which soft landed near the south pole of moon and made every Indian proud. And not only soft landing, and we have also accomplished lot of experiments. Lot of discovery has come through that. Number of minerals we have discovered, seismic activity we have found out on the moon surface, and electron clouds, and the thermal profile, and everything is, nothing is kept with us, everything is put in the public domain for the usage of all the scientific community of the globe. Take Mars orbiter mission as a mission. You know, going to red planet, very easy to say, that very difficult to accomplish. You have to travel almost 68 crore kilometers. I think you all are students or engineering background people or educated people. Please do a small calculation. If you travel 68 crore kilometers with 0.01 degree error, if you travel, where you will reach? And perfectly we have gone. Not only that, to capture in the moon's orbit, the engine has to work after 295 days. And I think you will be having experience. If you start a scooter or car after 60 days, what will happen? You all know. And we had similar tension when after 295 days we had to restart, and the engine was perfectly started and we have captured. And dear friends, India is the only country and the first country which has successfully accomplished Mars orbiter mission in the attempt. None of the other countries could do that big volume of the development. Aditya L1. This year, January 6th, we rolled out the data from Aditya L1. And last year, January 6th, it was commissioned in the L1 orbit for studying the sun. And you may be thinking, what is that great satellite, this one? But please understand, a 1520 kg satellite getting conceived, putting all payloads and taking to 15 lakh kilometers. And each time when you operate our engine, we know what is the type of tension, will it go correctly, wrongly. And yes, commissioned. And India is one among 4 countries having that capability of studying the sun. And today we have rolled out the data. I think he may be addressing his talk. And you know, to take spacecraft to the orbit, we need launch vehicles. Launch vehicles are powered by propulsion systems. And the propulsion system is nothing but like equivalent to car engines. But there are differences. You know, the car, maybe in the Roorkee road, I don't know, per kilometer, what is the maximum speed we can travel? Maybe 80 to 100 or 150 kilometer, 120 kilometer per hour. But to place a Chandrayaan 3, we have to give 37,000 km per hour velocity. That is what is provided by the propulsion system, rocket propulsion system. And in a car, we consume 3 to 4 gram per second petrol air. When a rocket lifts off, something around 4,500 kg per second fuel is getting consumed. So it's a energy intensive system. And there are different types of rocket engines. One is the cryogenic rocket engine. Because I have to speak, my background is cryogenic rocket engine development. And the technology, only 5 countries were having, and we are looking for the technology. And everybody knows if this technology is not available, one cannot have a meaningful rocket program, meaningful space program. So the countries denied the technology to India. And of course, the USR came forward little bit to support, but then due to geopolitical reason, it was not supported, and we have to start our own development. And we have taken the first development 19 years to cross the baby step, fell down, number of setbacks, learn from the setbacks. And today, India is having 3 cryogenic propulsion systems totally developed, and India is one among 6 countries having that advanced technology of cryogenic propulsion system. And not only that, when we were developing the Mark 3 cryogenic propulsion system, Mark 3 rocket, which took Chandrayaan 3, Chandrayaan 2 to the space, when that development happened, we also put lot of targets. Because India cannot be always a follower, we have to be world leaders. And we set targets. We are having 3 world records to our credit. First world record is from the time of first engine test to flight. India has succeeded in 28 months, and second minimum time taken by other countries are only 42 months, and we are having a world record. And with 3 engines, generally people make 9 engines, then only they succeed. And with 3 engines, we have succeeded, and we are having second world record. And a stage hot test with carrying 5,000 kg of hydrogen and 28,000 kg of oxygen was successfully accomplished in a 1,200 crore test stand in 34 days against 5 months of other countries. So that is the 3 world records we are having. So Indians are second to none in any field today in the space activities. And we move forward. And today we are in the couple of places we are going to be the world leaders, and we are in the, our role, our capability is to be a leadership role. That's what we are working. Honorable Prime Minister has given the approval for launching the G20 satellite. I don't know how many of you are aware. The satellite for 20 countries, G20 countries, a climate satellite. And India is taking the lead role, and we are building the satellite, and 40% is our payload, 60% payload comes from other country, and we are going to launch from our soil. And India is really providing leadership role. And a country which was looking for satellite technology from other area, other nations, we have placed 433 satellites of other countries, 34 countries from Indian soil using Indian launch vehicle. And recently, last year and year before last year, due to geopolitical reasons, 2 commercial, exclusive commercial launches by Mark 3 vehicle for placing 72 OneWeb India owned satellites in the place. The importance is like this. After completing after the rocket takes to the required place, the satellite has to be placed at different locations precisely. And we were working how to place precisely. We followed some innovative methods. Probably when you travel in the bus in the village, I don't know how many times exactly the bus has stopped in the right place. In my village, I have traveled, never, ever, it has stopped in the exact place. Either it will go 5 meters that side or 5 meters this side, somewhere it will stop, then we have to walk. And this has to be precisely in meter accuracy we have to do, and that is what is done. And today we are having lot of new programs like Chandrayaan 4. We are going to, it is a sample return mission. We are going to take sample and bring back. We are working for the Gaganyaan program. You will be hearing the news this year onwards. You will hear the news to take our own Gaganyatris to the space and bring them back safely. We are working on low-cost access to space, recovery of the stages we are working. We are building a new next generation launcher. You know, the first launcher, the capability was 35 kg to low Earth orbit. This launcher will have almost 1,000 times of that capability. 30,000 kg will be lifted off. That vehicle building is going on. And India is going to have its own space station. By 2035, we will have our own space station, and it will be a 5-module construction with 52-ton mass. And the first module will be lifted off in the year 2028. We are having the program to land on Mars. A lander mission is already approved. To study the Venus, we have got the approval. And we are working on landing the man on moon by 2040. Honorable Prime Minister has given that direction and guideline. The study is going on. By 2040, Indian will be landed on moon by Indian launcher. And today, 55 satellites are in the orbit serving the common man. And in 3 years out of 55, almost 50% will not work, because it comes to the life is coming to the end. Our target is in another 3 years, the 28 satellite what is going to be remaining, taking to something around 150 satellites for the application in multiple areas, including border monitoring, including vessel monitoring, including the enhancing the life of the common man. So, lot of work is going on. Now, when you talk about sustainability, for a student getting first rank is very easy, but maintaining that first rank throughout is very difficult, and that is the place the sustainability plays the crucial role. But I am sure the type of capability the country has got, really it is going to sustain in multiple areas. I am extremely happy this institute is 177 years old. I am looking for the 200-year celebration. Hope God will bless some of us to see that great celebration. And when it comes to the policy, yes, we need a strong policy framework in every area. New education policy. I think probably you should understand. Say everything can be criticized. Whenever something is rolled out, very easy to criticize. But you sit and try to draft something, then you will understand what it is. And very nicely it is rolled out. Surely it is going to bring benefit. And space policy 2023, Honorable Prime Minister, already the space sector reform is rolled out to make a vibrant ecosystem in the country. And space policy 2023 is going to be really going to guide that space ecosystem growth. And coming to the planetary science, I am really, my knowledge is not that good, because in the presence of people like Anil Bhardwaj talking about planetary science, this is little too much. But then as chairman ISRO, I have to speak little bit. Today, when you take about the Mars orbiter mission, yes, we have successfully accomplished. You know, the type of data which is coming out of Mars orbiter, huge data. Probably one should really enjoy going through that and what type of scientific output it has brought. Take Astrosat. I think so much wealth of data it has pumped. And Chandrayaan 2, today Chandrayaan 3 is successful. Chandrayaan 2 was used for really mapping the entire place, which is a safe place to land. Everything was done. And so much data, including the presence of water, it is confirmed. So much of wealth of data has come out. Take Exposat, so much wealth of data. Aditya L1. Aditya L1, last 1 year data we rolled out to the common man. But unfortunately, the common man, we have not reached properly. We have put a system to reach out to the villages. Because I want to hear when you go to a village and ask about Chandrayaan 3, whether what is the benefit. I want the village people to talk about that benefit. Then only I will say we have succeeded. Otherwise, these are all staying in the very so-called high-level society, which is really not that important. And there are going to be the days the common man sitting in the house will be understanding what is happening in his farm, what is happening to his border of the land. He will understand. So, lot of developments are happening. Planetary science is a fantastic area. It is not only prestige related activities, it is going to bring benefit to the common man. And so that is the theme what you have selected, the very apt theme, space for sustainability, science, technology, education and policy, and interplanetary science conference. Probably this should have been 6 conference topic. They have packed everything. Being a IIT with 177 years old, they have packed everything. I think you are going to get benefit out of it. And if you allow me, I can talk up to noon. I am not going to do that. I am going to stop here. So let me thank the organizers for giving me the opportunity to be with you on this day. And let me wish the conference to be a very grand successful, including those students who are there. By seeing the entire exhibition and entire thing, you will be really, scientific temper will be brought, which will be helping us in a big way. And let us work together to make this country as a developed country before we celebrate 100 years of independence. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir. We have just listened Dr. V. Narayanan, Chief Guest for the 2 conferences, Space for Sustainability, STEP2025, 6th Indian Planetary Science Conference, IPSC-2025. Sir have covered all the topics, all the achievements in his speech, but one thing I would like to mention that today India's space sector is also contributing to India's fiscal policy. They are balancing our balance of payment. They are reducing our current account deficit of India. Thank you very much, sir. Give a thunder round of applause to Dr. V.K. Narayanan. And with this applause, I would like to raise voice or support one thing, that scientists are just like our prime minister, our other member of parliaments, because they are the valuable asset. The intelligence agencies of other countries keep eyes on them because they are valuable asset and an important pillar of our Indian democracy. And they should have, or we should support that. They deserve a security just like a member of parliament. With these words, I would like to proceed and would like to request to our chief guest, Dr. V. Narayanan, Chairman, ISRO and Secretary, Department of Space, our guest of honor, Dr. Young Hokim, Director, IKCRI, along with our Deputy Director, IIT Roorkee, Professor UP Singh. Sir, kindly release the conference souvenir. I would like to request Professor S.H. Upadhyay to help our chief guest, Dr. V. Narayanan, Chairman, Indian Space Research Organization. This souvenir, I request our audience kindly be seated on their places. Please be seated. Do not leave the house. Kindly be seated on your places. Volunteers, I would like to request you to maintain the decorum in the convocation hall. This souvenir includes abstracts on building of space education system, deliberation of latest advances in space sciences, appraisal of new technological developments in launch vehicle, satellite and related areas of bringing about cost effectiveness in space-based services and infrastructure, evolving leads for space policy at national and international levels. Thank you very much, sir. Dr. Abraham Lincoln used to say the philosophy of teaching in one generation become the philosophy of government of the next generation. And yes, we are heading with that legacy. Now, I would like to request our Honorable Deputy Director, IIT Roorkee, Professor UP Singh, sir, kindly felicitate our chief guest of the day, Dr. V. Narayanan, Chairman, ISRO and Secretary, Department of Space, with a memento and shawl on behalf of Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee. Our chief guest, Dr. V. Narayanan, on dais. Kindly give a thunder round of applause to Dr. V. Narayanan. Your presence means a lot to us, sir. We wish your good health, great prosperity, and your vision keep helping with the vision of India, alignment with the vision of Viksit Bharat 2047. Thank you very much, sir. Your presence, your valuable insights, your words means a lot to us. Dr. V. Narayanan, Chairman, Indian Space Research Organization and Secretary, Department of Space, Chief Guest for the 2 conferences, S Square STEP 2025 and IPSC 2025, Space for Sustainability, Science, Technology, Education and Policy, and 6th Indian Planetary Science Conference, IPSC 2025. Thank you, Dr. V. Narayan sir and Professor U.P. Singh, Deputy Director, IIT Roorkee. Your presence means a lot to us, sir. Now, kindly be seated. Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to invite Dr. S.C. Sharma on dais, who is convener of these two conferences, Space for Sustainability, STEP 2025 and IPSC 2025, for vote of thanks ceremony.
Most respected Chief Guest, Dr. V. Narayanan, Chairman ISRO and Secretary Department of Space, Government of India, Deputy Director, IIT Roorkee, Professor U.P. Singh, Guest of Honor, Dr. Young Hokim, Director, IKCRI, South Korea, Professor Anil Bhardwaj, Director, SPL, and Deputy of ISRO and President of IPSA, Dr. Vinod Kumar, Director, PD in Space, Professor Sanjay Upadhyay, Head CSST, IIT Roorkee, and Conference Chair, Professor Sumant Sarkel and Professor Nachiketa Rai, Conference Co-Conveners, distinguished invitees of the dais, and dear fellow participants. Actually, on this day, I remember precisely speaking, it was 23rd November 2023, that idea of having this conference on space science and technology was mooted on our CSST WhatsApp group, faculty group, and it was instantly accepted by all the faculty. And theme, because you know the space now is touching the daily life of common man, and UN definition of Earth sustainability goal says that anything which uplifts the status of masses contributes to sustainability. So immediately this idea was further mooted. Let us have space for sustainability as the theme of this conference here. And then considering the rapidly evolving ecosystem, space ecosystem in the country, we also added education and policy in the theme of the conference. And then this landscape keep on expanding to have more meaningful and focused discussions. We also added panel discussions by eminent experts in each area on all the 4 sub-themes of the conference. Plenary lectures, invited lectures were devised, and then this starts growing. Landscape or the whatsoever canvas started growing. And then support came from InSpace, and we also added peripheral events like exhibition, then teams from all over India, that is CanSat, Model Locatory, Poem teams. So I think 100 numbers of participants are there from this team in this gathering here. So this canvas started growing, and this has now snowballed to a mega technical event, what we are seeing here. So I'm sure that this mega technical event will give a big boost to the growth of this new Center for Space Science and Technology in networking and contributing to the growing ecosystem in the country. So on this occasion, we are really fortunate and overwhelmed at the presence of ISRO Chairman and the Secretary Department of Space, Dr. V. Narayanan, in midst of us to inaugurate this conference. He is known all over the world for his leading role in the development of most complex space technology that he was mentioning, that is cryogenic engine, which was denied to India by all advanced spacefaring nations. Then he is also leading the most prestigious projects of India in field of space, that is Gaganyaan, and then Bharatiya Space Station, that is now progressing under his leadership. And he has taken over the chairmanship of ISRO very recently, and he is busy reviewing all the centers which are spread all over the India. And in spite of his busy schedule, he accepted our invitation. On behalf of the organizing committee, we express our heartfelt, profound thanks to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
We were interacting with Dr. Yong Ho Kim, Director of IKCRI South Korea, right from the early stage of this conference. And we are working together, looking forward for having a collaboration in the field of space and technology in near future. And he accepted our invitation to be the guest of honor. On behalf of the organizing committee, we express our sincere thanks to you. Professor K.K. Pant, Director IIT Roorkee, he could not be present because very pressing engagement at the last moment. But right from beginning, rather day one, he has been reviewing this conference and the organization activities of the conference here. Every month, probably we were briefing status of the conference to him, and he was very excited to participate in the conference here. But all of a sudden, that engagement came, and he could not be present. On behalf of the organizing committee, we express our sincere thanks to Professor K.K. Pant in absentia. Professor U.P. Singh, Deputy Director IIT Roorkee, has been a source of strength for all administrative work related to the conference. His presence today is illuminating. On behalf of the organizing committee, we express sincere thanks to him. Professor Sanjay Upadhyay, Conference Chair and Head CSST, has nurtured the Center CSST as well as this conference like nurturing a baby. Last 15 months rather, he is working untiringly for the success of this conference. And this is the result of his untiring efforts that we are seeing this video today. On behalf of the organizing committee, saying thank you, I think is not enough. A big thank to you, sir. That's a norm. Professor Anil Bhardwaj, Director PRL, ISRO, and President of IPSA, has relentlessly guided the technical progress of the 6th Indian Planetary Science Congress. Perhaps every week, the teams of PRL and CSST IIT Roorkee, they were meeting online, and he was guiding the teams for this technical organization of this 6th IPSC. On behalf of the committee, we express our sincere thanks to you. Thank you. In fact, in space, under the guidance of Dr. Vinod Kumar and IIT Roorkee, have worked shoulder to shoulder for organizing this conference. Every stage, we were coordinating, discussing program, then how to mobilize the funds, and a big support has come from space there under his leadership. So under the whatsoever large presence we are seeing here of these teams, almost 100 participants from various colleges, universities, that can say at POEM and that model deputy teams here, and this space startups. That is, to a large extent, is the efforts of InSpace. And another thing I think I should also mention that we are going to have a special interactive session in this conference, again, thanks to InSpace. And that session is Indian space startups and industry, and it is open to the entire student community of the IIT Roorkee. I think they will benefit with the discussions with these space startups. Almost 20 teams are participating in that. On behalf of the owner committee, thank you to Dr. Vinod Kumar. Thank you. Dr. Sumant Sarkil and Professor Chikata Rai, co-conveners of the conference, there are two pillars and pivots of the conference. On behalf of the organizing committee, rather, thank you to you, rather, organizing committee behalf, so thank you to both of you. Many names who were actively have worked for this conference and which flash in my mind at this point of time. Professor A.C. Mathur, Dr. Bhanuban, Professor Amalandu Patnayak, Professor Deeptimai Nayak, Shri Vijesh Kumar, Dr. S.V.S. Narayan Murthy, they have been working day and night almost last 2 weeks for having various functions of this conference successful. Thanks to Indian Space Research Organization, Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO, Indian Space Promotion and Authorization Center in Space, Astronautical Society of India, Indian Planetary Science Association, and International Academy of Astronautics for associating with the conference and patronizing the conference. This event is the result of valuable financial support and grants in aid from various sponsors and R&D organizations. They include Saraswati Dynamics, that is a major space-related industry in this part of India, in Uttarakhand. They are also title sponsor for this conference. Then Springer, that is publication partner, Altair, InSpace, RJ Industries Corporation, THDSL India Limited, NCS CATFAM, DRDO, Trio Motion Technology, Chemica MTech, Reports, Midhani, and Men Defense and RJ Group. They are the major sponsors, thanks to all of them. On behalf of the organizing committee, we express our gratitude to all the distinguished guests present here, plenary speakers, members of various panel discussions, invited speakers, authors of various papers, and all delegates who are present here. Thanks to all the members of various organizing committees, a large force of volunteers, staff of CSST, various guest houses staff, catering staff, offices at IIT Roorkee who provided support to this conference. Thanks to the members of press and media who are covering this event. Thanks to you all. Thanks.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, we would like to conclude our inaugural session with national anthem. There is an important announcement for all the audience. Kindly be here after the national anthem for a group photograph. Now, let's start with national anthem and conclude this inaugural session. Thanks for being with us.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Jai Hind. Now, I would like to request our dignitaries on dais kindly come down stage for a group photograph. Kindly be there as you are on your respective positions for a group photograph.